Recently, I received a package from Tesmen. This is the brand for this brake fluid tester. I've never actually used or known about these things until recently. They sent me one out to try out and show you guys. So it comes in a package like this. Take it out. You get the nice user manual in many, many different languages. Cool. Let's open this guy up. And it's just a simple little device like this. It kind of looks like one of those live circuit testers, but with a little attachment with some prongs at the end. Let's see how this works. You unscrew the end here. That's where you put the batteries. It doesn't come with any batteries. Oh, I'm sorry. I lied. It does come with batteries. That's nice. AAA batteries in. It's nice that there's a diagram that tells you how it works. Then you put this in. Brake fluid should be replaced every 2 to 3 years. I know people go for like 5+ years, and generally it's okay. In a daily driver, maybe you'll never notice for a very long time, and who knows, you'll probably trade in your car by then, right? The issue here is that brake fluid is hygroscopic in nature, so what it does is it kind of sucks in moisture from the air. It just kind of absorbs, and then that contaminates your brake fluid with added water. Water is bad because it makes your brakes feel a little bit spongy. It degrades the performance of your brakes. It lowers your boiling point because now you're going to get brake fade, and then brakes don't work. Over time, the brake fluid actually gets dark and dirty and whatnot, and that's how you can actually tell if there's something else going on in the system too. But I'm just talking about clear fluid. A lot of my cars here I imported from Japan, so they are all 25+ years old. Some of them are 30 something, some of them are 25, here and there. Just depends on where I'm at. The service history is questionable because I don't have any documents or any history for them. Therefore, I have no idea if the brake fluid's ever been changed, especially on older cars like this particular van here. This is a 1998 Nissan Elgrand. Theoretically, with a higher mileage vehicle, let's say it has 100,000 miles on it, maybe the brakes were serviced at some point in its life between 1998 and 2025. In this case, this has about just under 50,000 kilometers right now. I bought it at 41,000 kilometers, so that was 50 is about 31,000 miles. So when I got it, it was 25,000 miles, something like that. So between 1998 and 2024, when I got this, it had 26,000 odd miles on it. Were the brakes ever serviced? Now that's where this thing comes in. I'm going to dip this into my brake fluid reservoir just to see how much moisture that this thing detects and tells me what I need to do here. This is a nice flexible head, so you can shove it where you need to shove it. And then over here, I might as well demonstrate how this works. It can test .3, .4, .5.1, I think. So you press S to change the mode. I assume there's different, I don't know brake fluid too much, but I assume that's because there's probably different water content in each one, and that's what you want to keep track. Right now it says there's 0 because it's not dipped in anything, but once I dip this in here, it's supposed to say. I don't actually know what this takes, .3 or .4, but they are mildly interchangeable, so I'm just going to test both times and see what happens. Let's start with .3. Open the hood. Now I can look in here. The brake fluid looks a little dark, but it's not the worst I've seen before. So open this up. Does this tell me what this is? Is this .3? It's probably .3. Got a filter thing in there. I hope that comes out. Yes, that does come out. This is a really awkward brake fluid canister, so I hope this fits in there and actually works. And it's not looking good. Oh, all right. Well, actually, there's some fluid there. And it says it's green, 1.3%. That's okay. You got to make sure those prongs are fully submerged. So I'm going to change this to, I'm going to turn this off and change this to .4. Uh-oh. It doesn't like it when it's already wet. All right, I wiped it off, round 2. Let's try .4 just in case. Dip this in there. Wait for it to stabilize. Same result, 1.3. I guess my brake fluid is okay then. Careful when taking this out. Brake fluid is corrosive, so you don't drip it all over the place. I'm gonna take it over here, and then I'm gonna put it there. Put the stuff back, close it up. There we go. Let's test the Michito. The brake feels a little spongy and suspect in this, so it's a good test right here. Oh, you can see I'm about a little bit less than halfway down the min-max. Oh, what's going on in here? It's like a rubber boot. Ooh, okay. Now I made a mess. So for this one, it says DOT3. Perfect. Turn this guy on. It's default DOT3. Shove this probe in there, and we'll look at the .3. Referencing the handy dandy manual here, dip the metal part of the detection head in the tested liquid for 3 seconds until the display is stable. Observe the state and read the numerical value. The value of 0 to 2%, bright green backlight, which indicates the brake oil can still be used. The value of 2 to 3%, the backlight is yellow and the buzzer buzzes slowly. Please change the brake oil. Okay, the value is greater than 3%, bright red backlight, and the buzzer buzzes quickly. Please change the brake oil immediately. So that meter told me 2.3% at its peak. That means I should change this brake fluid. You can see here I only have 38,767 kilometers. It is a 5-digit odometer, so maybe it's rolled over, but I don't think it has. A few prior inspections have shown it not be 138,000 or anything more than 38,000, so it seems about right. So this is actually a good low mileage example. It is a 1992, so that makes it 33 years old. With relatively low mileage. The brake fluid, that was probably changed at some point. You know, it's relatively clean. It's just a little bit low, so maybe over time the brake pads kind of wore out, and then when the cylinders compressed, a lot of that fluid sucked in. So maybe this was serviced, but it's on the end of its life again. It's approaching that at 2%. So I don't know, this is it's a very handy tester. And when driving this, I didn't know this was very spongy. I know it's off right now, so the brake doesn't feel the same, but there's a lot of dead space, and then it suddenly grabs. It's almost like it's on and off. Instead of something linear, like 1 to 50% and then like full on or whatever, like from 1 to 100, it's more like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 80, 100%. So thanks Wendy at Tesmen for sending me one of these. This is pretty cool. I've never used one before. This is my first time. I'm really happy with using it just because it makes my life easier to not have to do any guesswork for a brake fluid condition. I don't know if the accuracy is 100% or not. However, it is a very good guideline. It gives me some picture of what's going on, and that way I can decide I need to do this at some point rather than just ignore it, because nobody likes to do brake bleeding. I just looked up what this Tesmen TBF-200 costs on Amazon. It's about 17 bucks. So it's a very cheap tool to have that's very handy just because of how helpful it is. I mean, it does its job well. You just put it in the brake fluid and it worked. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe for more stuff like this. If you're a vendor and you have a product like this you want me to test and show off to people, feel free to reach out. My contact is in the description below. You can send me an email. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks.